I was losing money, like.
Hold on a second. We've been live in the chat. We just went live on this. So, hi, everybody. Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We went live over on TikTok, and I clicked live down here, and I just realized I looked over at the time counter, and it wasn't clicking. So I had to click live a second time to get it to actually. So, yeah, we've been talking about Josh Hockett and UFC. We're not going to repeat it, but we're just jumping into the podcast. You've missed the first few minutes.
The live on both live places simultaneously.
The chat has been going just fine. Everybody's going in fine. But yeah, so anybody that just tuned in or is listening to the rebroadcast on Spotify, you missed everything we had to say about Josh Hockett and the UFC fight. But now let's jump into the next thing.
Great fight, so check them out on Paramount.
All right. I sent you a link. I said, do not click this because I want to ask you about the link. Yeah. I said, I want to read you the headline. It's kind of like I just did with the Shane Gillis thing, even though it was weird. All right. I'm sick of dating young men with bad manners, so I found a gentleman in his 50s. What does that make you think?
I'm sick of dating young men, so I found one in his 50s.
In his 50s. Paint me a picture right now, just off the headline.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but let's just say she wouldn't date me.
Okay, but so that's one thing. How old would you say she is? You think this is a woman in, would you say 20s, early 30s?
I'm picturing 20s or 30s, yeah.
Yeah, something that, all right, click the link. The 45-year-old woman who everything is objective, everything is personal, is a little bigger and a little unattractive. 45. She's 45. So what were you? You were dating age. You were dating down. You're 45. There is nothing wrong with you dating someone in the 50s. There's nothing wrong with anything, but it's like the headline. I'm sick of these young guys who are immature. I'm going to date. He's not that much older. You're 45. You should be dating guys in their 40s and 50s. And I don't know. I mean, maybe she's rich because however she's pulling the young guys, maybe they're chubby chasers, but she's not like a fucking, Cheryl Teagues at 50. She's at 45.
She's cute enough, dude. I do her. I don't want to say what Josh Hockett would say about her, though. I think he'd have theories.
I think Josh Hockett would double down. Josh would make the same claim about her. She is not. But what an interesting. So you scroll and you read a little bit. I've been single almost a year. I live in the middle of nowhere. This guy, he asked me to come over. I said he was drinking wine. I said, "Do I get a glass?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead, get some." And she's like, because he didn't get up and get it for her. Perhaps this is because rather than an idiot in his 20s, 30s, or 40s, I've gone for a gentleman in his 50s. Oh, shut up.
Well, we were talking about on the pre-podcast. We were talking about clickbait, right? I'm sick of dating young men with bad manners, so I found a gentleman in his 50s. Sounds much better and more likely to get clicks than, hey guys, I started dating age-appropriate dudes. Why would I click on that?
Actually, I would. That would draw me in like, well, wait, what were you dating before? Like, what were you dating? I would be curious to see, like, if you say, I have finally started dating age-appropriate dudes, I would say, oh, were they dating too young or too old before? I might click on it. I might click on that as well.
Are you a social studies teacher in Florida? What's going on here?
Was she British? I forget. Is this, or is she just...
Oh, no.
I don't remember. Did they say... I got the idea that she was English, but no, it doesn't say. Out of the second picture of her, I mean, Hockett would definitely have questions. He would Brittany Griner her.
That's true, man. If Nancy Mace saw her go into the women's room, she would mace her.
So yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I guess she has money. She must. There's something, or maybe young guys want to experiment, or maybe it was a bachelor party and on a dare. I don't know, but it just
she's not terrible looking though. You know what I mean?
Wow,
come on. It's
hello, April.
Hey man, she she's not an actress. What do you want? She's not a model. She just looks like a normal looking 45-year-old woman,
Paul's here. 19 dating a 34-year-old. All right, Rocky, tell that story in the chat, because that's an interest. That's not career levels yet, but all right, next story. We already covered it.
19, a 45-year-old is damn sure a cougar if you're 19.
If you're 19, yeah, but he was dating 34. Yeah. All right, I hope this story is true. I hope this is not complete. What's that? Yeah, no, I hope this story is true. I hope it's not bullshit. It's from Athlon Sports, which is, I've never heard of Athlon Sports. That doesn't sound real. It's not Sports Illustrated, but multiple Portugal players refused to leave hotel rooms over alligator sightings at World Cup camp. The Portugal national team has arrived in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida this week with one thing's on their mind: World Cup. What they didn't plan for was the welcoming party waiting near the practice fields. How many times have you seen, there are so many videos of alligators on golf courses, just like strolling across the golf course? You get them at back guards, you get, but you show up in America and it's like, what the fuck is that dinosaur on our playing field?
Yeah, man, if an alligator didn't exist and you saw one, you would be like, that is a fucking monster. That is like something out of a horror movie. That looks like a dinosaur. That looks like a monster. That I don't know how the hell, and Florida's kind of conservative too. I don't know how the hell they haven't done a whole, like, let's just call these fucking things. Whatever the hell they did to the buffalo 150 years ago, we're doing that to the gators now. Fuck that. Like, I would be behind that. I get, there's an ecosystem, and if the gators get killed, well, then there are going to be too many deer or frogs or whatever the hell they eat. And hey, fuck it, man. Then I'll take deer or frogs. Sorry. We're going, whatever the hell they're eating, I'd rather have that than alligators.
Well, I don't know. I got nothing for or against alligators. My brain goes in a different direction. What
That's
I want to
see, you to say, guy that doesn't live around alligators. Fuck that.
Exactly. That's my favorite. One of my favorite memes of all time is, why do I live where it gets so cold that it hurts my face? And then they show alligators or giant, spiders or whatever the fuck lives in Australia. And it's like, oh, right. That's why I live where it gets so cold that it hurts my face. But what I want to see with these Portugal players, I want video footage. I want video footage of them watching a Florida native just walking out and shooing it. Like, that, get out of here. Go, throwing like a soda can at it.
You're scaring the Portuguese, Gator. You get on out of here. This is a World Cup game. Get the fuck out of here, Gator.
And then waving at the team like, all right, it's safe. Come on to play.
Portuguese. Y'all okay? Y'all ain't gonna get even. Oh, son of a bitch, he got my leg. He got my good leg.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the Floridian who goes and shoos it, and the Portugal team reaction to, he just walked out and yelled at it and chased it off. That's what I want to see.
Dude, you ever hang on, I keep talking. I gotta take my dog downstairs. I'll be right back.
Oh, I gotta put my phone on sleep because I'm getting texts, and if I get a phone call, it'll cut off. Where was Ken says it looks to be true. Did you look it up anywhere, Ken? Is that why you because all I'm finding are multiple the Tusham. I'm finding a shitty Twitter Portuguese newspaper flagged the issue, but I can't find anything legit beyond this article. But Ken is saying it's true, and surprised it wasn't Florida man who ran out and wrestled the gator that scared them. That's just what I said. Surprised it wasn't the Florida. Like, my favorite TikTok of all time. If anyone has not seen this, Google to see if you can find it. It's man hits alligator with frying pan. There's a gator coming up on it's an old coot. It's the guy you described, like, get. The gator's coming up and it does like that. And he's just got a cast on. He goes, bam, bam, get out of here. And the thing just goes over.
Get the hell on out of here.
He baps the thing with a cast iron bat. Doesn't care, no fear, just baps it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Man.
That's awesome, man.
Bashes frying pan. Oh, you hits gator and it comes. Yeah, I'll just Google man fights off crocodile, frying pan, whatever. It comes up. It's my favorite video of all time. He just bam, bam. This has nothing to do with anything. This has nothing to do with anything, but I just remembered. I don't know why I found this so amusing, but I have a buddy who has a couple cats, and we were hanging out, and the cats were sleeping together, you know, like snuggled up and cuddling like cats do. And a fly was buzzing around, and it kept landing on one and making the cat do that ear twitch thing. You know, the cat can twitch its ear. And so the cat wakes up, and it doesn't know what happened. So it just looked at the other cat and just started going, bat, 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 like it blamed the other cat. Like whatever woke it up, the other cat's just sleeping. It's like it just wakes up getting hit in the face. I don't know why I found that so amusing. Just bat, bat, bat. Just like whatever happened, it must have been your fault. Bat, 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 bat.
That's awesome. Figured out poor guy. Did you ever watch? You ever watch the Jake the Snake interview on Rogan years back?
No, I don't think I saw that one.
It's really good, man. You know, just lots of crazy stories from the 80s. And as much as I don't give a shit about pro wrestling ever since I turned 7 or whatever, you know, and I discovered real fighting, I love the interviews and the stories from like the old school wrestlers and shit, just about that crazy lifestyle or whatever. But the Jake the Snake one was great because did you ever see the documentary with him where DDP's getting him off crack and stuff like that?
No.
Oh man, he was such a bad like alcoholic / crackhead. He could barely stand up. You know what I mean? He had like a wheelchair and all that. And then DDP was like getting him sober and having him do yoga and that, right? But so he was like fucked up, you know. But he's this interview on Rogan. He's talking about wrestling in the 80s, and all these guys were maniacs back then, you know. And you know, he had that giant snake, right?
It was like football before all the rules. It's like, we're practicing this choreography, but we're also beating the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, but I mean, just the way they lived, man. They were all wild drug addicts and alcoholics, and they wrestled like almost every night of the week, every day of the year. Like their schedule was just insane, and then they'd go out and party afterwards. But if you would have asked me before this interview, like, hey man, what do you think Jace the Snake is doing, like when it's not in the ring? I would have been like, I don't know, man. It's probably with like the snake guy, you know? They probably got like a handler, like a former zoo guy or a pet shop guy or something. No, he just carried the fucking thing around with him from hotel to hotel. And they would just be staying in Motel 6s and shit, just regular ass hotels back then. They weren't like nice hotels.
Well, you can bring a snake to a Motel 6. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like, but I'm saying now they're probably they have nicer accommodations. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whereas back then,
that's what I'm saying. Is you can get away with that at a Motel 6, not a Hyatt, not a Marriott.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, unless you had like, hey, I'm a snake guy. Here's my papers. Here's my thing. Like, no, he just had it in cages and stuff, and would just get fucked up and kind of let this thing out. And him, and then all these other wrestlers have stories. Just countless times they've seen like naked groupie, like women running through the hallways screaming in terror because they were getting high and drunk in Jake the Snake's room, and they went to go take a piss, and they were like, what the hell's that sound in the bathtub? Pull the curtain back, and there's just a big ass live python, not in a cage, just in the fucking bathtub. As they're sitting, you got to think these are women, so they're sitting down to piss. They're right next to that bathtub, sitting down, pants around the ankles or whatever, and they just look over, and as they're sitting there, just a big ass snake right in the thing next to him, man. Like, dude, I don't consider myself a coward. I'd be, I ain't.
I hate snakes.
I'm running. I'm out.
I am not a snake person, especially big. I want to go up to April right here. We have alligators at the Henry Dorley Zoo here, and you have to walk through it in the dark. April, my daughter was in Girl Scouts, and when you're in Girl Scouts, they do an annual overnight trip to the zoo where you get to sleep in the aquarium under the sharks, but then you get a private tour. So not only is the alligator thing normally dark, it's at night. So you're going through there. You can't see a fucking thing. And the alligator exhibit is like, they have it set up. I don't want to say like an Alabama swamp, but it's like platforms and wood. It's not, like they have it sort of, it's like a movie set of a swamp. It's kind of neat.
I went to a zoo once in New Orleans, and they had, of course, a really big gator exhibit there because I mean, it's it's New Orleans, they got a lot of them, But
Rocky agrees with you.
He's a good one. The Jake Snake, yeah, it was a damn good one, man. It was a damn good one. But I went to a zoo in New Orleans. They had like this deck you could go out on, and then it was just like an open pit with a bunch of gators. And up on the deck was a restaurant.
Like Jackass, where Steve-O hung a chicken from his ass with a wire
just
over the
looking
pit.
down over a thing with a bunch of gators in it, and there's some of it's land, some of it's water. And, there's a bunch of tables up there, and you can order lunch. And they just got basic food, burgers, fries. One of the things they had up there was fried gator. So you could eat fried gator looking at the gators. It's pretty awesome.
Misbehaved.
Ended up thrown down there.
Next special.
My girlfriend at the time did not like.
All right, next story. I'm going to be
before we go to the next story. I got another funny snake thing from the Jake the Snake interview. So he talked about how there was apparently like a really big wrestler from Japan, and he was coming over and wrestling in the U.S. But like he hated snakes, like hate them. And part of his contract was like, not only am I going to not fight Jake the Snake, he will not be in the ring he will not be in the same room with me ever.
I'm on Team Japanese Wrestler.
Right. He was like, I want a completely separate dressing room from him on the different side of the arena, like completely opposite ends of the arena. That is how far I must be from Jake the Snake and that fucking little demon serpent at all times. Right. Well, at some point in the locker room, Jake the Snake accidentally let the thing out of the cage. Right. And it got into the drains, into the sewer system. And apparently all those pipes are connected down there. So this thing swam down through the pipes to across the arena to another dressing room. And they saw this big naked Japanese wrestler running through the hallway screaming for dear life. Because apparently that thing popped up underneath him in the fucking toilet. Like, what are the odds?
I would
from opposite ends of the arena. That's nuts,
dude. I mean that when I was in Guam. I mean, I don't know if you heard. That was the longest legend. Is the brown snake comes up from the toilet in Guam that you got to check the toilet. And so when I go to Guam, I was like, I would open that toilet. I would look all around from a distance before ever taking a shit. And like, I don't even care if I was on like the 4th or 5th floor of the hotel. I was just wherever. I'm just like I was so fucking freaked out because that is the oldest legend wives' tale about. I don't know if it's a wives' tale, but the brown snake in the toilet in Guam. They said always check the toilet, so I fucking did.
Man,
but it doesn't help if it comes up while you're on it. Yeah, yeah.
Especially now that I'm older, I'm kind of there for a while sometimes. You know what I mean?
And you're dangling more when you're young. They don't hang as low, but they keep dropping, and right like there, looking like a snack.
These brown snakes now.
Yep. All right, I'm going to be a judgmental dick on this one, and I don't care. Outrage as Rod Stewart seen drinking at a Scotland game after canceling California show just 40 minutes before it was set to begin. He claimed he was sick, said he canceled the show because of illness, but then he was at a soccer match drinking, and people were like, how dare he? How dare he? All right, first of all, it takes zero effort to sit at a soccer game and drink. Zero. You can sit at a soccer game in a private luxury booth and drink if you are sick. Even if you are
fall asleep out of boredom because it is soccer after all. Those things often end with the score 0-0, which is British speak for zero.
So, but let's just say that right there. If you're angry because he canceled the show, but more importantly in my brain, if your idea of a good time is buying tickets to see 81-year-old Rod Stewart perform, and fuck you. I have zero sympathy for you when the show gets canceled. What are you getting out of an 81-year-old Rod Stewart? Have you seen those clips of, I'm drawing a blank on his name. My girl, my girl. Like the complete lip syncing, god damn, it's insane.
No, wait, who sang My Girl? What am I?
That's the Temptations from the.
Okay. I mean, the thing is like I sort of feel like if I think it's cool to see guys that old still doing their thing. Like I saw David Allen Coe in
Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli.
I have not seen clips of Frankie Valli.
Oh, look at him. He's standing on stage like this. And everything's coming up pitch perfect.
You kind of know what you're in for when you get.
Yeah, anybody that's buying tickets is kind of like David Lee Roth. Oh my God, the clips of David Lee Roth on tour right now. You've seen those, right?
Right. Yeah, I've seen some of those. I mean, again, it's once these guys hit a certain age, they're not good at singing. They can only be president of the United States, and so that's what we need to do with our 80-year-olds. We shouldn't make them sing. We should just make them lead the country.
Never had a snake come out of a toilet, but I found a few cobras in bathrooms in Vietnam. Fuck that. Fuck that. I would, fuck that.
Bathroom Cobra is the name of a really popular gay bar in the West Village, man.
Organizers of Rod Stewart said originally cited a sinus infection. Well, the star later said doctors diagnosed him with an acute upper respiratory infection that caused laryngitis. Either way, you can have laryngitis and drink at a soccer game. I do not understand. How dare he leave the house if he couldn't perform? It takes no effort to get drunk at a soccer game.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, for one thing, that doesn't mean he's not sick. And it could be like, he lost his voice. You know what I mean?
Like, laryngitis?
Yeah, you lost your voice. That doesn't mean you can't go outside the house.
David Lee Roth is an Onion article of himself at this point. That's a great description.
Yeah, man. Again, you know what you're in for when you buy tickets to see somebody that old. You know that they're not going to sound like they did when they were 25. For one thing,
no, they're not going to move like they did.
They're not going to move like they did, and there's a real good chance last minute they might cancel because, well, they're an 80-year-old guy, man.
Yeah.
80-year-olds can't always get up and perform a fucking headlining set every day. I mean, it's just,
two things.
Buying a ticket to see an 80-year-old is like buying a scratch-off ticket,
and whatever happens. Two things. David Lee Roth, when he did his Vegas dates, did not have the backup singers, but last year when he started, he had these 3 or 4 black backup singers. Those guys fucking hit the notes. Dave would just sort of go... Dave would go out on stage and sing something, and then his backup singers would carry the song. They rocked it. His backup singers were awesome. But then Ozzy was the only one I would pay to see that old. I have to admit, Ozzy sitting in his chair at his final concert, that he nailed it. I mean, he said he went off his Parkinson meds for 2 weeks to get everything out of his system so that he could do the best job he could. That closing concert for Ozzy, with him just sitting in a chair singing, that worked. He fucking brought it.
Dude, when I saw David Allen Coe, I mean, he was probably in his 70s. He was great. Dude. He was in a chair. He just did like a medley thing of a bunch of the hits. He had his biker gang shit on, and there was a bunch of motorcycle gang guys there, man. He, I think, is in the Pagans, I want to say. But the people that were there, and this was in Iowa City. You don't see a lot of these guys there. This is more like Northwest Iowa, the Sons of Silence. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it
sounds like a biker gang.
It is a biker gang, dude. I mean, they had the full on, with the jackets and everything. And then they have the guys who were the associates that just have the T-shirts. It looked a lot like Sons of Anarchy. I mean, there was like over 100 of these fucking guys there. It was nuts, man. It was awesome. Yeah, and he gave them all shout outs and shit. You know what I mean? It was just cool. It was awesome. And then he rode away on his Harley after a show at 70 something. Just had his guitar and his Harley and just boom.
What you just described reminds me of the polar opposite, kind of the time I saw Melissa Etheridge before she was out of the closet. Have I told you this?
No.
It was a last minute thing. I liked Melissa Etheridge.
I didn't know she got famous before she was out of the closet, man.
She didn't come out of the closet until her 4th album.
Wow, I did not know that.
So, here's the thing. So I loved her first 2 albums, and I kind of liked her 3rd one. I think she was touring on her 3rd one. It doesn't matter. The whole point is, She was in Milwaukee. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go see her. Who wants to go? And nobody wanted to go. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I'm going to go by myself. Because I would go to concerts and I do whatever I want to by myself. I don't give a shit. So I took myself to see Melissa Etheridge, got a ticket, walked in. I'm like, oh, hello, lesbians. Like, they all knew. Everyone knew because she wasn't big. So it was literally me and a couple thousand lesbians. And they're all just sort of looking at me. I'm like, I didn't know, but good, huh? Yeah, look at her.
Like, why is this entire parking lot filled with 8,000 Subarus? This is crazy.
It was kind of like that episode of The Simpsons when Homer's trying to find a new bar. Wait a second. There's something wrong with this lesbian bar. Uh-oh, there's no fire exit. But yeah, I was the guy. And that's not exaggeration. It was me and all lesbians. And it was just funny because I had no clue. And then the next album comes out and it's like, yes, I am a lesbian. Because they're like about that time, the rumors started. So for her next album, she just said, I'm a lesbian. But for the first few, it was just like, nope, I'm a musician. I don't talk about my sexuality.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, if someone asks you and your answer is anything other than yes or no, I mean, it's,
that's the answer. Yeah. Kind of like Nate Bargatze, but whatever, like, I just take pictures with people. I'm apolitical. You were there for a reason.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, hey, man, I'm not, if you're talking about the White House thing, I'm as left as the day is long, but I also love UFC. So, like, I would have fucking gone. Yeah.
But you would have done like Chappelle when Chappelle took a picture of Lauren Boebert. And then she said, see, just two people who know what the definition of a woman is. And he went on stage and just fucking blasted her. Said, look, I took a picture with you, you cunt. That doesn't mean I agree with anything you fucking say.
Right.
That's what you would do.
I would have been yelling, these guys should all get free health care after they beat the shit out of each other for our amusement. I mean, if we can handle $2 billion a day in Iran, we should be able to fix that guy's broken nose. Am I right, people?
You'd think. All right, one more stupid story.
Say, not to go back to the UFC thing for too long, but did you see what Bryce Mitchell, he's a UFC fighter, did you see what he said about it?
No, I didn't see it.
It was pretty good. I thought it was a really good take because it wasn't like even so much of like a fuck Trump thing. It was more like, hey, this would be messed up if Biden had a UFC fight there too. Because your reporter asked him about it. He's like, oh yeah, man, I would love to do the White House fight, and if there's any last minute openings, any last spots, I would do it. And he's like, no, I think it's great for the sport. It's just bad for the country. Like you're sort of desecrating the office because the government's job is to keep us safe and keep things functioning in the country, not putting on entertainment events. It kind of devalues what the government's there for. And it's silly. And like it's got even nothing to do with Trump. I mean, if Biden did this, if Obama did this, it would be a really bad look. Even the announcers sounded like the dude from Idiocracy. Be supreme. Like it even sounded like Idiocracy. That said, it looked really good and it was really good fights. Like production wise, it was stunning. It looked like the last boss on Street Fighter type shit. Like having the White House there, like it looked like you were on a later round of Street Fighter. It was awesome.
Oh, there you go. I'm glad you liked it. All right, last story, just something dumb. Do we want to talk about the reflecting pool? Because
hilarious, man.
This morning, I didn't send it to you because it just happened this morning. Now they're arresting people and saying they're vandalizing the pool. And technically some of them, quote, are. What they're doing is the blue paint is peeling and people are reaching down and going, oh, see, it's peeling. And it's like, you can't do that. You are technically vandalizing, but Trump's trying to conflate it by saying, see, they're causing the algae. It's like, no, people are stupid and pulling up the peeling paint, which they shouldn't do. But like the idea that this is the new conspiracy, that the $14 million paint job was perfect and leftists snuck algae into the pool. And I don't know how they get that, but that's what's going on is now people, what a fucking debacle. $14 million no bid contract to have something last a day and just
that's right. The paint job on the pool is being torn up by hateful rhetoric from the left. That's what's doing it.
Paul wants to know how many of the lesbians had the same haircut as me. I don't remember, but let's just say, let's go all the way back to how we opened the show. What's the UFC fighter's name?
Josh Hockett.
Hockett would have made the same comment about Michelle Obama as a lot of the women in the audience watching Melissa with me.
That's right. That's right. You don't want to know Hockett's thought on Melissa Etheridge concerts, man.
Because I will say this, I don't say this to be mean or rude or judgmental. It's just fantasy. When you click on a certain kind of adult content online, and it's two women of the same, if it's two women, if it's two same gender, they are generally beautiful, and you're like, oh my goodness, that is, yes, I love that. But when you step out into reality, it's just people, and people by and large are not attractive, and so you show up and you're like, well, I don't want to watch any of this. And it's not a reflection on them. It's just, most of the population looks like us. We don't look like the Sydney Sweeneys or the Brad Pitts or George Clooney's or what have you. We look like us. So yes, you show up to a concert full of lesbians, and it's not like, oh my God, this is so hot. It's just like, oh, there's a fantasy ruined for me. I guess
I'd still be
lies.
I think if I was a lesbian with this haircut, I'd get laid way more than being a dude with this haircut. That's what I think.
Probably.
This is the shit ever.
All right. I have been Nathan Timmel. You can find me at nathantimmel.com. And there's a link to my... Oh, Jake, I made it big. I didn't tell you this because it happened over the week. Guess what? Someone stole one of my T-shirt designs and is selling it on Amazon.
Nice.
So...
Hell yeah, dude.
And here's the best part. I haven't said this yet to anyone because I'm going to make a video, but I wrote a review. First of all, I contested it, with Amazon. I said, hey, this is a stolen design. And Amazon went, yeah, we care. But then I wrote a review and just said, hey, just a heads up, anyone sees this review, they stole this design from me. And I just got word this morning, like, hey, we can't post your review. Can you try rewriting it because of generic reasons? I'm like, so now I can't even post a review that says this shirt is stolen. Come buy it from my store, the guy that came up with the design. So that's what happens when you go up against Amazon. They do not give a fuck about the little guy. Anyway, So nathantimmel.com. Jake can be found on all social media at Jake Vevra, and that's Vevera. You can find his special Unalived by Dog Pills. And next week, not only will I click the live button, but I will click the live button and then I will immediately look at the timer to make sure it is counting. And if it's not, then to whoever listened to this today, you missed all of Jake's insights on the UFC fight and what Shane Gillis had to say about Hockett. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Hockett is wrong. Michelle Obama's not a man, but she did drown a private chef in Martha's Vineyard.